Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is round 2 of the Premier Draft Kaladesh Remastered. Last time, didn't do as well as I'd hoped, did about as well as I expected, being the first draft that I've done in probably 3 to 4 months. I don't know, you could probably check based off of the last time I uploaded, when the last time I drafted was. That will be it. So, you know, didn't do too bad, so I won't give away the results of it, just in case y'all want to go watch it and you don't want to have that spoilt. But I think we can do better, and I think that we've learned a fair bit from the last one. I should also mention as well that I have straight away just jumped straight back into recording, so if you left any advice, I might have read it, but I will not be taking into account right now. So, you know, just going off of the lessons I learned, which is servos and thopters kind of exist. Going wide is a thing. Removal's a bit crappy. Shouldn't rely on it too much. Still pretty decent, of course. There's still bomb threats you want to be taking care of, but yeah, you kind of want to be working on, I guess, a synergy, I think is the best way to describe it, and also hoping that you draw into a big bomb mythics like we did, because they carried a few of our games. So, let's go. We've got a token entry from the last Mastery Pass for a Premier Draft, so we're going to give this one a shot and see how far we can get. I'm going to try, I guess, a little bit more drafting with the newest formats, if you guys are interested in watching that kind of content anyway, because I think it's actually a pretty reasonable way to build up a collection. You get to rare draft in the early days if you really want to, and, you know, the earlier you do it, I guess, the less expertise people you're playing against have. Should bear that in mind, that this is nearly a month now that Kaladesh has been out? I should really have been doing my first time drafts on day 1 when the format came out, so I could go against other people who are first time drafting. But here we are. Let's get the big screen out. Ooh, Dynavolt Tower. Now then. It doesn't lock me into any particular colour. It's energy themed, so we might want to do something like Simic Energy. Or we could also do another Is It deck as well, with things like Harness Lightning coming around. I really just like this as a removal spell. Every 3 spells you get a free Lightning Bolt. And it doesn't lock me into any particular colour. I could always just pivot from there and be completely happy. This is also quite nice as well. This can give you extra energy and +1/+1 counters, which somewhat goes with the Simic strategy as well, so maybe we'd hope that would come back. However, I doubt it will. I'm going to take Dynavolt Tower. We're going to see what we can do with it. It's also rare drafting, so, you know, win-win. Not locked into this. I want to point that out. We're not going to lock into a strategy until a couple of packs, a couple of picks at least. Ooh, a Concealed Courtyard. I actually do really need Concealed Courtyards for my collection. There is a Daring Demolition. A Welding Sparks is not too bad. There's a Nam Nam. Nam Nam's not bad either. We had one in the previous pack, which might come back. This is a pretty crappy pack, I would say, in all. I'm not too blown away by it. Maybe we rare draft again with a Concealed Courtyard, because I actually do need it for an upcoming video, so that saves me a wild card right there. We'll see what pack number 3 shows us, because that might influence us a little bit more. Where are all the instants and sorceries? They just don't really exist, do they? That's the impression I'm getting. So we have a black-white land, we have the Dynavolt Tower. And every other good card, like World-Fast Engineer, Hazardous Conditions, all of those are off-colour from everything that we're trying to do here. It's just going to be one of those, is it? I think it is. It's going to be one of those runs. I don't really care for Ice Over. Reckless Fireweaver's fine. I don't really want to do blue-red again, because we've done blue-red. I'll take the World-Fast Engineer, and we'll see if we can do maybe black-red. Hidden Stockpile. I did say I wanted to do a Hidden Stockpile deck. It locks us straight into black-white, though, if we're going to force it. But we've seen a couple of Fragmentizers, which are pretty good. We could even do Mardu, but I doubt it. I doubt we'll want to do that. We've got the Concealed Courtyard as well. I did see a fair bit of white fabricate cards as well, so maybe. I just don't know what this deck is doing anymore, though. Enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 and vigilance. I kind of like that if we're going wide with servos. If I could get another one of these, that would be insane. Yeah, I guess we'll go with the Dawn Feather Eagle. Gonna try do an artifact servo thing. I think that's the plan. So fragmentize and impeccable timing. All of this looks pretty crappy. I think we'll take the impeccable timing, see if the other fragmentize comes back. It's fine as a one-of in the deck, I would imagine. So we'll take the timing. It's good on blocks and good on attacks. Appetite. Blue implement. Fenhauler might not be too bad. Yeah, I'll take that. Keeps us in black and red, keeps us in black and white. Cares about artifacts, which is definitely in either color combination what we're going to be looking to do. Where are all the packs? They're coming. They're coming. I'm going to put this back in the main for now, so we can keep it in mind. You don't exactly, in a format like this, want to actually run off of the fast lands that you've got, but at the same time, like the last run we had was completely color screwed until it lost us all of our draft runs. I'm pretty sure color screw actually came down to most of the reason why we lost, which is unfortunate, upsetting, and the sad reality of that. Okay, so I don't really care for blue. Don't really care for destructive tampering. Maybe we just go for another Fenhauler. See what's coming back. Yeah, this pack was not good for us at all. We're going to have to hope that packs 2 and 3 are a little bit better. None of that Fabricate came back. There is a Defiant Salvager. I like that. Actually, you can use that to trigger the hidden stockpile as well, which is really nice while growing a big body. Tag creature control gets +1/+1. Yeah, I think the Salvager is just a little bit better. So there's Nam Nam. Nobody wants the Nam Nams. Don't necessarily blame them. What about Conviction? You can actually use this to return to your hand, which triggers Revolt. That's fine. +1 lifelink and Indestructible. I don't love it, but I don't like anything else. Mind Drop, sure. We'll take a Mind Drop. And then crappy cards. We'll just take you. And a Hijack. Ooh, Vengeful Rebel. It's good with Revolt. It's a decent removal spell. Don't really care for rare drafting the Heroic Intervention. There is a Harness Lightning, which goes very well with Dynavolt Tower. I think at this point we've kind of abandoned the Dynavolt Tower. Maybe we can get a couple of hits in it with it, but looks like we're just playing Black-White Revolt. Then again, Harness Lightning's very good. This is a little bit harder to enable than Harness Lightning. Maybe we could do Mardu. Maybe we could do 3 colors. It would be very bad. I just really want a Hidden Stockpile, though. You know what? I'm forcing Hidden Stockpile. Ooh, Metallic Mimic. Name Servo with that, and you're in business. It's also a Defiant Salvager. You have target creature get -1. That's fine. Turn another artifact from your graveyard to your hands. I mean, we're taking Metallic Mimic. I'm just kind of looking at everything else. Midnight Oil. It's on color. If you discard a card, you lose 1 life. Won't be doing that. Won't be doing that. There is a Tapper here as well. Tappers are notoriously pretty good. But there's Midnight Oil. Look at it. 7-hour counters, and at the beginning of your draw step, you draw an additional count and remove 2-hour counters. Your max hand size is equal to the number of hour counters. So basically what it says is, eventually you'll have no hand size, but you'll be drawing extra cards every single turn. So hopefully we can do something useful with that. We can make a Thopter for 4 mana, but we have to pay 3 first. There's an Inspired Charge. I like Puzzle Knot, actually. Makes a servo, and then you can sack it to trigger Revolt and make another servo. Implement of Malice. 2 mana. Sack it to make someone discard a card. So it's a 3 mana bad mind drop, but also draws you a card. Discard 1, draw 1. It's fine. It's probably... Is it better than the Alley Strangler? Probably not. 3 mana 2/3 with Menace. Decent enough blocker. Another Puzzle Knot. Ends the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Yeah, we could bounce our Vengeful Rebel. I like that. Wildest Dreams. Probably not. Ends the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, create a servo. It's better than anything else in this pack for us. Don't think a 5 mana 3/3 is all that fantastic. There is a Bastion though. Mastodon. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Defiant Salvager came back. So we will nab that. An Impeccable Timing, I think, is better than most things here. Another Salvager. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's see. I'm not going to use any of these, am I? Let's just take you. Same again. Probably not going to use any of these. Let's take the wall. Probably not using the wall. Take Hijack. Probably not using that. And then are we just waiting on... Kraken? Pretty much. So let's have a look at this, shall we? We're taking the red out. It's just very easy to do. We're a black-white deck that's trying to leverage stockpiles and hopefully also servos. Oh, there's a Dovin Barn. I love Dovin Barn. But is it what I want? No, not really. Untethered Express is very good. But Underhanded Designs, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 to drain. You can also use it to destroy a creature. Triggers Revolt when it leaves. I'm going to go with the Untethered Express because it's just really, really, really absurdly good. And hope that Underhanded Designs comes back. Aerial Responders also pretty good as well. I'd like to see those come back. Yeah, we're on the right screen. Live Fast, draw 2, lose 2. Wispweaver Angel, exile another creature you control, then return it. Ends the battlefield of a permanent left, you gain 5 for a 4/3 with flying. Again, this could work very well with a lot of our stuff, right? Take an Angel. I want that Aeronauts to come back. Maybe even the Live Fast I'd take as well. Ah, there's your black-red payoff right there. There is an Ether Hub. I don't really care for you. A 3/1 flyer as long as you've got an artifact. Probably want you. That pack's not particularly great for us. We'll kind of hope that the Ether Hub comes back to fix our mana, I suppose. Fabricate. Enter the battlefield, you may have target creature get -1/-1. It's not great either. Yeah, if we'd have like properly gone into Mardu, it might have been okay. I'll take the Glint Sleeve Artisan here. Renegade map is fixing. It's also Revolt triggering. There is a 2/1 flyer with Fabricate, which could be a 3/2 that generates servos. I might take the map so we can trigger our stuff. Wow, Paradoxical Outcome. Nobody wants that, eh? Take the Mechanic. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain energy. You can also bounce a creature. That will go very well with not having to get rid of a Dynavolt Tower, So now our creatures will generate the energy off of that, so we can start bolting things that way as well. That might be quite nice. It's also bouncing as well, which has its usage. I could sack this to my Defiant Salvagers as well, so that's pretty nice. This deck's kind of coming along. I would have loved another Hidden Stockpile, but it is an uncommon after all, so it's kind of hard to come by. We've got decent mana, we got some interesting rares that are nicely on colour as well. There's a Night Market Lookout, which we were kind of okay with. It's not too bad. Mobile Garrison. It's a crew too. Creature control. Yeah. Might take the Garrison. Live Fast's not too bad. Gain the energy. Draw some cards. May or may not run it. We'll see. We're kind of like very low curved as well, so we could cut some lands. We could do some okay stuff with that. I always cut a land anyway, so we'll see where we go. Yeah, it looks like black-white's pretty open, but it's also pretty bad. We'll say that much. Doesn't look exactly the most exciting pile, but I like the idea of drawing extra cards. Hopefully we get to play loads of other stuff. Take the Skygate. Don't know if I'll run it again. Got 2 in the sideboard now, I think. Yep. Could have been okay with black-red as well, and License Disintegration. We had the Weldfast Engineer as well. They're not exactly blow you out of the water kind of power level cards, but you know, they could have been okay. Let's take whatever. And last card is a throwaway. Alright. Got a lot of playables. Another cut 8 as well. I think we had a cut 8 last time. So our mana is nice and even. By the way, Bob Ross lands. They are free. You should probably have received an email from Wizards to redeem these beautiful lands. I absolutely think they're gorgeous. And anyway, let's look at what the hell we've picked here. So we're kind of trying to care about enabling salvages, which Hidden Stockpile does very well. Metallic Mimic can also name servos, which Hidden Stockpile produces. Puzzle Knot produces. I thought we'd pick 2 white Puzzle Knots. I guess I was wrong about that. I really like this card. I would have loved to have drawn more, to be fair. We got the Decoction module, which can go quite well with the Dynavolt Tower. What's our instants and sorceries? We've only got 5. So there's only 5 ways in the deck of actually enabling this card, which is a little bit spooky. That's Rush of Vitality, Live Fast, which generates energy actually, Mind Rot, which can be bad or good, and then 2 Impeccable Timings. Is that what we said? 5? Yeah. So those are our instants and sorceries. I really don't know if that's enough to enable Dynavolt Tower. It would be really easy for me to cut Rush of Vitality and Mind Rot, and then Dynavolt Tower goes with it at that point. Quite a lot of expensive cards as well for Midnight Oil. So maybe something like... I don't really know, actually, which one you'd want to get rid of. Let's do that, though. I think Dynavolt Tower out, Mind Rot out, Rush of Vitality out. I like card draw. I like these Impeccable Timings as a little bit of removal. 5 more cards to cut. Trying to rely heavily on something to do with producing artifacts and triggering revolts. So if we can flicker Vengeful Rebels and things like that, which we have 2 aviary mechanics for. Probably don't need the Conviction at that point. This Prowler. How good is this? I mean, there's Thopters you can kill, Servos you can kill. In my deck, it's not particularly good at killing anything. To give you a good idea of what it would normally kill. And it is just a 1/1 at that point. Can flicker it though, can bounce it. I just don't know if it's all that great. I think I'll cut it. This Bastion seems pretty reasonable though. 2/3 with Menace, kind of happy with that. What about this Implement of Malice? So I play it for 2, and then I can sack it to make our opponent discard a card. But if I sack it to the Defiant Salvager, I don't make them discard a card, but I do still draw a card off of it, which is quite nice. I probably need as many ways to trigger these salvages as possible based off of what I've done with this deck. What about Mobile Garrison? It's a crew 2, so my servos in general aren't going to do it. Everything else seems capable of crewing it, but I also don't know why I would crew it with most of the stuff here. So maybe I'll cut that as well. Ends the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 and vigilance until the end of the turn. It's pretty nice if we've gone wide. The creature we've got 15. Nice angel here. We can flicker the Vengeful Rebel. This is probably the best card in our deck, as it turns out. What's our skew on colours? 32 to 44, so I could get cut planes. We've already got this Renegade map as well. And then one final card to cut. What would it be? Could be the Live Fast. It's a horrible top deck off of Midnight Oil. The Lose Life is not ideal, and the energy is irrelevant. Yeah, I think that's the cut. I think that do be how it is. Alright, well, Concealed Courtyard, rare of the day. Let's get some sleeves on this thing. And let's see what we can do. Again, not too high hopes for this one. Go with the birds. Go with the old bop. Not too high hopes for this one. There is synergy here, but I don't know if the synergy is powerful enough. Similar to the way that the Chandra deck worked. I'm hoping that Hidden Stockpile kind of carries our games, but it's going to be long and grindy. Untethered Express, really good pickup. Vengeful Rebel, solid pickup. The jury's out on Midnight Oil. We'll have to see. We got an on-color duel as well, which is nice, and Metallic Mimic could build us up a decent board. Especially being able to bounce it with the Aviary mechanic and maybe change it to Insect. Who knows? Speaking of, these guys can be improvised out pretty easily as well, so if we can get an early 5/5, we might be in really good position. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps out the channel a great deal. Lets me know you want to see more draft content, because I don't usually make it, so, you know, if the demand is there, I'll make a little bit more. So let me know down in the comment section below. Let's go. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, let's go. We've got 3-drop city and 3 lands. I mean, I'm not going to mull it, but I'm also not happy with it. We'll have to see. Up against a fellow bronze player. Someone who also doesn't draft very often. You'd love to see it. Let's see what the Alley Strangler can do. 2/3 Menace doesn't seem too bad. Then again, I would imagine a lot of the threats that you're going to face end up being flying a lot of the time. Alright, Swamp go. Would love to be able to get this Fen Hauler down as early as possible as well, and that's one way we could do it. Renegade map. Can use that as a little bit of ramp off the improvise instead of cracking it for a land drop, depending on how our lands fall anyway. We may or may not need that as the extra land. Servo Exhibition is a card I would have loved to have picked up. So I think I'm going to go with the Defiant Salvager first. We're going to pass. It blocks the servos quite nicely. We've got a backup one in case it dies. And then we can, later down the line, improvise the Renegade map for the Fen Hauler. And then sack it immediately for a swing after that, which might be quite tasty. If they swing here, it shows that they've got a built to survive, or whatever it's called. Impeccable timing. It's pretty good for a sky skiff. So, yeah, we don't really want to be playing anything, because otherwise I can't kill that sky skiff. Which is a little bit of a shame. We could make them trade it right now. Would they double block with their servos, or would they actually go for a sky skiff block, thinking that I'm going to combat trick them? It's hard to say, really. Next turn I'm going to try and do the Fen Hauler. I think I'll just pass with the impeccable timing up. I don't know if that's correct. We'll see. If I lose, it was incorrect. If I win, you can't question any of the bad things that happened, because they were all perfectly part of my plan. Why did you skip your land drop that turn? Because it was part of my plan, and that's why I won. Did you win the game? Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay. It's looking like it was a good idea to do what I did. As long as they don't have a built to survive or thrive or whatever it's called. 3 damage to your sky skiff. Please do not pump it by anything or give it indestructible. Fantastic. 2 for 1. Alright. My turn. Land. Oh, baby. Wait, hang on. It's 7. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Something horribly wrong has gone here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm 1 short, actually, as it turns out. Let's get the Alley Strangler in there. I'm going to offer a double block if they want it. Since I have the backup one. So I don't really want to draw another land, but at the same time, it gets me places. I got to imagine a 5/5 that can't be blocked by artifact creatures is pretty hard to deal with in a deck that deals 3 damage as like a general style of strategy. Daredevil Dragster. Crew 2 for a 4/4. Ooh! Very nice. So a land is good for us. Specifically a swamp, I guess, because we do need our double black at some point. Untethered Express would be nice. We could enable Vengeful Rebel, but it doesn't really do anything. Well, now it does. Now it does. A 3/3 Menace. Alright, let's go. Well, I mean, that is extra improvise, I suppose. It's like making a land drop. This deck is way too dirtly to do very well. I can see it. I can smell it. This does not impress me much. Okay, pass the turn. So they've got this Daredevil Dragster, which I could chump block if I really wanted to. It eventually sacks itself after 2 attacks. Is attacked or blocked this combat. So it's always at the end of combat, so it can deal 8 damage and then it will Divination. Interesting. Could do a double block on this Sweatworks Brawler. Open myself up to pump spells, though. Maybe I do a triple block on the Brawler. And just make sure it's dead. So now if they had a removal spell to kill 1, I don't get punished. If I was to do a double block, I would be punished. Look at that. 1 for 1. Okay, so we take 4. Dragster gets a little bit closer towards... Oh my god. The Crusher. It's a bit bigger than my Hauler, I'm not going to lie. Alright, it's a Wispweaver Angel. Let's get Fen Hauler out. I'm going to want to block That's a crew 2. So, can't be blocked. So they can't really get in with a dragster right now unless they had combat trick, which we were kind of assuming they might. I'm going to get in for 2 and then hold back 2 blockers here. Because if they get in with a dragster, I'll double block it. Because it has to survive combat in order to divination itself. Ruinous Gremlin. But now they're empty-handed, so we have perfect information. So we don't have to worry about combat tricks, because they don't exist. I imagine, yeah, they're just probably going to skip combat there. Cogworker's Puzzle Knot's pretty nice. As is the Defiant Salvager as well. I can build up a nice creature with that while they're tapped out a little bit. Let's go with the Puzzle Knot. I'm going to sack the Renegade map now. To the Salvager, I think. Do I want to sack even more? I can't really swing in necessarily. I can get in with a Fenhauler, I suppose. Which is why I kind of want to build up a Defiant Salvager. So let's get in with you. Take them to 11. So if I draw a land, I can flicker the Glint Sleeve Artisan, I can make another servo. I can only sack at sorcery speed as well, so it's kind of how I want to produce my servos that really matters. I think I'll just pass here. So again, a land is quite good. Vehicles have flying is really bad for us. Oh my god. Yeah, free crew. We don't have any flyers, do we? We have a Foundry Screecher, and I think that's about it. So we've got to be very careful how this goes. Untethered Express. So, they've got a triple block. They can block here, they can block here, they can block here. They're going to take 2, 4, probably. I just don't want to die. Just don't want to die. But I also want to really hinder their ability to attack back by hitting them with enough. We're just dead in the air, essentially, so I've got to force them to block to the point where they can't crew enough to win the game. So, I mean, I guess it's just sack Puzzle Knot. It's not enough, is it? So, sack the Express, which doesn't have haste. Blocked, blocked. They do have to do some blocking here as well. So blocked, blocked. Let's get in with these guys as well. This forces them to block here. Yeah, I guess so. My creatures are big enough that the dragster doesn't trade with the big creatures. What did I need to win this? Could I have done it? I think just like a Foundry Screecher to block would have done me okay. Yep, down to 4. They lose their dragster, which could lead them to a victory off of those 3 draws there. I think they need to crew 3, so if they can play a 3-powered creature, Then they can crew the Treader, or the Iron Tread Crusher. That's 9 in the air, puts us to 1, but we can block the 2 servos here. So unless they've got an extra point in the air with a combat trick, like Built to Smash, or Chandra's Pyrohelix. Block. Did we just win? Make them discard the card in case it's an impeccable timing. It's a land. I think we just won. Block, take 4. Wow. Oh, wow. I really thought we'd lost that. I truly did. That was some good back and forth. Damn. Alright, we are 1-0 with this subpar deck. We need to get to 3 wins, in my opinion, to go even. 4 to make a little bit of profit, and 5 to go infinite. So 2 more wins to go. 3 losses before we're out. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we're in. This hand is not even close to playable. It's 7 drop, 6 drop, 5 drop. Gotta hit them all on that one. We gotta have something better. This is not much better, but I guess it's keepable. Where do we go with this? Do I keep the Aviary Mechanic? Probably not. So I'll probably play Implement into Foundry Screecher. This is a May return. And this might just get traded off immediately, so maybe I don't want to pay too much to that. Maybe we'll go down the Wisp Weaver, because it's obviously a 6-drop that we're not going to be playing. This gives us more flexibility in our early turns. We can shuffle as well with a Renegade map down the line. It's a Universal Solvent. Oh. Hidden Stockpile. Love it. Speedway Fanatic. Alright, so they're green-red aggro, maybe. Something like that. So this is a pretty decent combo. We can go with a Hidden Stockpile, and then we can bounce our own Aviary Mechanic. Oh, it's actually another permanent. Never mind. We can't do that. I think we still play the Hidden Stockpile, though. We hope our opponent doesn't have a appetite for the Unnatural, or whatever it's called. And then we can trigger the Revolt on the Hidden Stockpile with the Implement of Malice, making our opponent discard, and we get a redraw and a servo from that. Sage of Shalia's Claim. Lots of things that trade with servos. You love to see it. So yeah, I think we just go with the Implement of Malice here, and then make our opponent discard. Get a redraw. Glint Sleeve Artisan's not too bad in case our opponent forces us into killing our servo, because we can only trigger the Revolt for this on our own turn. So we don't really want to be blocking here, but if we have to, we might. In control of another artifact or creature. Yeah, it's not really going to happen. I'm hoping that the servo is just kind of enough to stop our opponent from attacking in, but it appears it is not. They gain Trample. Well, I'm just going to block one. It's only blocking 1 damage, but it gets the creature off the boards. We can Glint Sleeve Artisan to fabricate a servo out and then sack that servo for a little bit of scrying. And then we can bounce the Artisan with the Aviary Mechanic. I think that's a reasonable option for us here. So we'll make the servo. We'll sack the servo because we can't attack him with it anyway. This gives us a scry. Defiant Salvager. I like this. I think I really like this card. That's a free sack every turn on our servo tokens. Harness Lightning. Oof. Bit of an oof. I'm at too low of a life there to allow our opponent actually to take 2 damage off of us. So it's a good job they didn't actually play into that. So let's swing for 1. Let's see if they trade. They probably won't. Then we get to go Salvager. Salvager sacks the servo, making itself a 3/3 for good Sage blocks, triggering the Revolt. And I think we probably play the Aviary mechanic, just as it is, in case our opponent has some removal. Could bounce a land. Have we played one this turn? Yeah, we have. Not really much reason to bounce a land then, if that's the case. So just make a servo. Hijacks. It's kind of annoying. So we don't want to trade off our Salvager. Kind of want to just do this, to be honest. Leaves us with a Salvager, we can trigger Revolt somehow. Maybe we just take the 3 and go to 6. It can sack itself, can't it? Oh, sugar. Huh. I didn't think it could sack itself. So we'd be left with nothing. We're gonna be left with nothing. So I guess I'll just chump for damage here. Assuming our opponent sacks the Salvager to itself. It can do that, right? Sack an artifact or creature. No comment. Okay, well, we're gonna go with the Untethered Express. We're gonna swing for 4. We're gonna sack. Yep, you can highlight your own Salvager. So our opponent made a big error there by not sacking the Salvager. In their defense, a lot of cards like that do tend to say sack another creature. I will block with the Untethered Express if they get in with this Sage. Which they will not, which is correct. Another land's not ideal. We could have sacked on upkeep, I suppose, with the hidden stockpile to figure that one out. But this is just going to be enough anyway. We'll sack the servo. Swing in for 10. We'll have this game closed out in no time at all. I want to block the one without trample, if you're going to block anything at all. Play the Screecher, which we can use just to block if you really feel like it. I don't think there's really much of a reason not to play this Plains, other than spooking our opponent with unknown cards, I guess. And we should have lethal for next turn, maybe. This is going to be attacking for 6. This is 9. Hijack. So technically I should be sacking this in response. Just in case they actually know how Salvager works second time around. So I'm just going to sack it in response. Definitely don't want that. I am going to upkeep stop as well. We're going to take the 2 here if they attack. So we're upkeep stopping because I'm going to crew with the token, which I will then sacrifice to the hidden stockpile to see if we can get a better draw. Not that it really matters, but the option's there, of course. Okay, swing it out. This is 8 damage coming through. Got to play to assume that they have an answer. I don't know what that answer could be, but you have to assume that there's a green spell that could keep them alive. I guess Blossoming Defense is a card. Gives +2/+2, leaves them on 2 life there, so they could, you know, stay alive. They wouldn't really be able to top deck much after that to win the game, but maybe I'm not thinking of something. Who knows? Anyway, I think, what are we at now? 2-0? We usually go 2-0, and then we just kind of absolutely crash land into the world of realities where our deck is actually bad, and we play against people who have good decks. But yeah, I'm 1 win away from being happy with this draft. I would love to make an improvement, so we could go for 4 wins. 5 wins, I'd be ecstatic. Anything after that is just a bonus. So let's go for another game. Okay, we're in. On the play, if I had a white source, I would consider keeping this hand. But considering I don't, I shall not. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay, what do we get rid of? That is a hard question to answer. Aviary Mechanic can bounce a land to trigger the hidden stockpile. I really love Decoction Module, to be honest, but I don't know if that's really carrying this hand, as it turns out, and Defiant Salvager can sack the tokens for free +1/+1 counters. I think we're doing this. I think this is what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and stockpile as our turn to play here. And then we can Aviary Mechanic. Yeah, same ones that we've got. Aviary Mechanic will trigger based off of bouncing a land. We only need 3 mana next turn anyway, so we might as well trigger the Revolt. Let's just get rid of this plains here. Revolt triggered without sacking the mechanic. Engine online. Black-green for our opponent. It's usually based around counters, from what I understand. Weaponcraft Enthusiast is a card I would have liked. We did pass one up during the draft and it never came back. Lots of energy. Okay. Do I want to be upkeep stopping? No, because I just want to play a 3-drop here. Ooh, Midnight Oil. It's a bit of a later game card. I'm not going to play it just yet. So let's go with a Defiant Salvager. We're going to swing in... I guess we're swinging in with everything. Let's see how they want to block. They could double block the Aviary Mechanic, and then I get to 2 for 1. Otherwise, if they don't block here, I can sack this servo. Make myself a 3/3 and an untapped servo, which we could use to trade off if we really want to. Winding Constrictor, 2 energy for them. A little bit spooked by what they could be doing with their energy here, but we'll see. Your max hand size, so at the beginning of your next draw step, we'll draw an additional card and remove counters. I still don't think we want to use that just yet. I think we'll play it when we're empty-handed, so that we can keep up with the max hand size of that card. So I could swing in with a Defiant Salvager. They have the ability, I think, to make lifelink and indestructible, so if they could trade off with us, which they can, got to be a little bit cautious of that. Yeah, it's hard to say what I should do here, actually. I think sacking the servo is fine, though. I don't really care too much about what I draw next turn, because I'm not going to be playing it. This is a bit of a risk. Again, there are blocks that could be made here that would spook, but there's also a pretty good chance that nothing really comes of it and we just take a servo off the board, which is ideal. So their turn could just be bounce Weaponcraft Enthusiast. And they could produce a pretty decent servo army from that, which would be less than ideal. Don't know if I've said that enough. There's lots of less than ideal scenarios here. Yahenni is a card I would have loved. And a Nam Nam. Yeah, that kind of really does me in. They should have sacked something like the servo, I would have thought, to trigger the Renegade's Revolt. It could have been a 3-2. Oh, 3-4, sorry. So draw a Swamp. We're going to play the Midnight Oil. I think I might sack the servo for scrying now so that we get better cards. I need, like, Vengeful Rebel. Oh god, no, that triggers anytime. Oh god, that's a perfect counter. Oh, we're dead. That's off of anything. Forgot about that. Yeah, we... How could we win? Seriously, there's no chance we can win. I don't have hard removal, and this thing can gain indestructible just by sacking a random servo. I have to fly over the top and chump block forever. Hunt the Weak, my biggest thing. Grow it by 2 tokens. Yeah, I'm just gonna see what we draw next turn and then move myself over to the Shadow Realm, aka the next game. Cannot beat Yahenni. That is an unbelievably powerful card. Swamp is an unbelievably powerful card. And these are very bad cards. Let's see what we'd have drawn. You can grow that Yahenni all you want. I'm not beating it no matter what power it's at. It would have been a land. Alright, next game. That's really awful. Alright, we're in. We have Metallic Mimic on servo, and then we have several ways of making servos. I like this hand. We're going to go with it. Alright, so Swamp to lead off with to scare our opponent into think we have Fatal Push. Opponent's on islands. Alright, so hopefully this sticks around. We're going to name Servo, because that's the thing that we can make most of. And then from there, I think we probably go with a Glint Sleeve Artisan. Depends on if the Mimic lives, I suppose. Otherwise it might be Alley Strangler. The reason we're going with the Artisan is because we can put 4 power on board over the 2 power here with the sack later down the line for another 2 power. We want to make as much value out of the Metallic Mimic as possible, I think. In as great a way of a curve as possible. Our opponent is on Grixis. Decoction Module is pretty nice, but we don't want to play that just yet. As I said, we want to fabricate... We want to make a 2-2 servo and swing for 2. Opponent could Harness Lightning, Pyrohelix, anything like that at any time with the Metallic Mimic. They're also Grixis, so there's lots and lots of removal spells that they could have. Thriving Turtle. Makes me wonder whether or not they're actually on Dynavolt Tower. Same as we planned on doing. So we might see some Harness Lightnings and whatnot. Another Cathartic Reunion. Let's rid of Serpent. Yeah, I think we're just going straight in for... How are we going straight in? This is a 2-mana 2-2. This is a 3-mana 2-2. And I can sack the Puzzle Knot next turn to put a counter on it, or I could sack it for 2 to make a 2-2. We're going to plan on going wide. This bounce doesn't do too much for us right now. I think I'll go with the Salvager. We'll swing in for 4. And then pass. So what's the best draw for us? Maybe a land so we can go Puzzle Knot, sack. Well. It doesn't really matter too much about sacking the Salvager now. They won't block it either way. They'll only block 2/2s for a while. I want to get that Metallic Mimic value out. ASAP. So I guess maybe we go decoction module so we can gain that energy. I don't think it actually matters though, right? I think I got rid of all the energy matter stuff. Maybe I should cut this card altogether in hindsight. Yeah, I think we're just going to go wide. There's not too much that can beat a go wide strategy like the one that we're incorporating right now. Swing and go wide. I think the damage is done on killing Metallic Mimic. We have no servos to produce anymore anyway, so just going to bounce a Mimic to draw. And then taking 4 down to 10. Could they have, they could have done that in response to my Puzzle Knot sack, right? I could have been left with a 1-1. A little bit of mispointed value there, but all in all, not that bad. Got self-assembler into another self-assembler. Now then, that's real good. As is maybe the Fen Hauler here. I want to get the most things down on board so that I can Dawn Feather. Can't really do 2 things though. So do I want the big 5/5 that taps down my board? Probably not. Let's just go with maybe the Alley Strangler here. Yeah, if I'm going to trade off in a way that doesn't win me the game on the spot, that might be it. We still need a land as well to make the Dawn Feather Eagle actually good. So if I went to combat now, they block and kill Defiant Salvager, and then they take 6. They're probably dead the turn after that to a Dawn Feather. I can't see them beating this aggression. They don't have double swamp for Yahenni's expertise. There is no red sweeper as far as I'm aware. There's no Anger of the Gods or anything like that. There's a Golgari -2 effect. Again, they can't really have that. So yeah, now they're currently taking 4. Aviary Mechanic. So let's just get swinging in. 1 mana spells that could keep them in this game? I don't know what they are. Whatever they are, they don't have them. Alright. That was some nice Orzhov aggression that I can get behind. When I pictured what this deck would do, it looks roughly like that, but with a hidden stockpile included in there, producing all of these nonsense creatures. Yeah, and that's why I kind of don't think that a lot of the removal in the format's necessarily good. You don't really want to be doing 1-for-1s. So we're now 3-1. We've definitely, as far as our current run is concerned, we've done a lot better, I think, than last time. I think we were 3-2 at this point or something like that. So let's see if we can go 4-1. If not, hopefully we don't go 2 losses in a row, because that would kind of suck. We'll see. Next game. Okay then. Ooh, hello. Hello, gorgeous. This hand is quite tasty. So we got a turn 1 Renegade map. Turn 2, we sack it to go grab a Black Source. And then play the hidden stockpile, and that is Revolt triggered immediately. Say hello to our opponent. They're playing an Ovia Pashiri Sage Lifecrafter. It's pretty good in the long term. Not too much that can deal with it, annoyingly. Alright. Should have probably upkeep stopped, but an Aviary Mechanic's not a bad pickup anyway. So we'll play our Swamp, play the hidden stockpile, and we are good to go. Next turn, we're going to start sacking the servos as well, so we can scry into something tasty. Dawn Feather Eagle's quite nice. And then we can bounce the Puzzle Knot with the Aviary Mechanic the turn after, which is cute. So yeah, let's just tack in, see if they want to trade. I'm happy for a trade because the Ovia kind of wants a go wide strategy. Opponent with them Bob Ross lands. They're just gorgeous. So pretty. Alright, no blocks. I would have probably blocked if I was them, because they know that I'm going to just do this. I get a free scry, essentially, instead of a trade-off. It's up to them whether or not that's worth it for them, I suppose. With the land in hand, I'll put that one to the bottom. And we'll play the Puzzle Knot to trigger the mechanic. I want to go wide so that the Dawn Feather Eagle looks better. Okay, so they got their white mana. I was assuming they might be green-white. Ooh, by the way. Now they look very nice. This is the new secret lair. The Seb McKinnon secret lair, I think. Enchanted Evening, I think, is the art for this. It's really pretty, actually. I really like that effect. Anyway, they played Pioneer there. I'm getting a little bit too preoccupied with what's going on. So I could sack to draw here, but I'm going to trigger Revolt off of the mechanic Puzzle Knot anyway. So I guess I'll just take a blind draw. Impeccable timing's not too bad. Everything except for Ovia badly blocks our board. I'll love to see that. Yeah, we're going to go with Aviary Mechanic and bounce the Puzzle Knot. That's triggered Revolt. So from there, we could go with... What do you do at 5 mana? Ugh, next turn. Yeah, I kind of feel like I should start swinging in and trading off creatures because they're going to get really large soon. And I'm not going to be able to deal with them. Then again, 5 mana. It's also a thing. I think I'm just going to have to play the Puzzle Knot. Avia is just a really good blocker, though, for me. I hate it, but I think I'm going to have to block. I'm going to have to pass. At least next turn I can play Dawn Feather off of a land drop. Might go for Implement of Malice, though, instead. We can do maybe a Scry on our upkeep to increase the odds of finding that land, and we can go next turn instead. So yeah, now they're going to start making large creatures, and there's not a great deal I can do about that. So I do need my land drop, so I'm going to scry off of one of my servos. There it is. Double black as well, in case we find the Midnight Oil. So now we'll play the Implement of Malice, and we will sack the Puzzle Knot as well. Can't really attack. We'll make a servo, though. Now, if we had Metallic Mimic out right now, we'd be laughing. But, as it turns out, Avia is going to absolutely carry this game. Decoction Module. Can use that to bounce the Dawn Feather Eagle, but we're trading off 2 creatures every turn just to attack now. Which is not ideal. It would trigger Revolt, though, and leave me with an extra creature, so we're only really trading off 1. Yeah, let's swing with everything. Let's get them blocking. Or not. Wow. Huh. Was not expecting them not to block. I guess they don't really need to with the current board state. Then again, I have a 3/3 Dawn Feather, which is gonna race pretty quickly. Still got 6 cards in hand, but they've spent the entire game using Avia. Rightly so, I would say. Haven't exactly had the answer to it. We improvising? They may have a counter swing as well. There's like a big 5 mana pump all your creatures. That one. Yeah, exactly, that one. That they could use against us. So here we go. What are we doing? We want to not die and hopefully present lethal on the backswing. Can we do that? I think first things first, block the 7/7. That is 10, 13, 16, 19. So if I block here, we're not really going to be able to kill on the backswing, admittedly. I might want to trade off a Veer, though. With a double block here. They kill my Dawn Feathery Eagle. Most likely. Yeah, I guess that's how we're gonna do it. I've got the impeccable timing to kill the Pioneer. If I had mana open, I'd be using it. Yeah, let's just draw. Got a land, so we can do Bastion Mastodon, which can block the 4/4 at the very least, or double block with the construct here. I'll do a scry on one of my servos. Try and find an answer we need. That is not it. Guess maybe I could have gone with the implement, actually, couldn't I? I don't know if my mana tapped properly, but that would have been maybe slightly better. Would have given me an extra creature. I just can't take another Alpha Strike. Ugh. Can't really accept that either. That's probably too much. What gets me out of this? I could draw a Fenhauler, which can block the 5/5s, which are my biggest problem right now. 5, another 4. Might as well get in with the Pioneer. I'm going to trade some servos as well. So there's no block I get away with that is good here. I think I have to take that and assume that they've got a pump spell, because they probably do. Take that. This puts us dead to the Pioneer if I don't leave up an impeccable timing, though. I think that's as much as I can do, though. If they got a pump spell, I'm dead. I'm just dead so many different ways anyway, so I might as well just play to potentially not die here. I just don't think I've got a top deck that actually wins me the game. Built to last, yeah. Exactly lethal. I could have blocked an extra one, but that would have left me with one less creature and no possible outs to winning the game there. Kind of sucks, but that puts us on 3-2, I think. Let's have a look. Is it 3-2? I think it is. Yeah, I need a win. I need to improve. Let's go 4-3. I would be so happy with. Let's do that. Okay. So as far as a 4-2 is concerned, we have Hidden Stockpile, so we're kind of happy with that. We can trigger it with the Implement of Malice, making our opponent discard next turn, and then we can also grow some salvagers. This hand doesn't look terrible. We've got that going for us. It looks passable. It's all going to come down to how good our opponent's deck is, I suppose. So we do want to... Actually, maybe we go with the Implement of Malice first, because we can sack it to trigger Revolt, which draws us a card and makes them discard. Increasing the odds that we find the land drop we need to do the 3-mana play. Maybe that's what we want to do. Well then. I think we just play a Hidden Stockpile. This does require you to sack it with black mana, so drawing the plains was not the best, but it's okay. Our opponent's playing black-white, not that you can tell. I really hate the borders on these cards. I've never been a fan of old borders. Yeah, that's quite nice, but I'd prefer them on a new border like this. It's just cleaner. I prefer cleaner. Maybe I'm weird. Okay. So... let's make them discard and draw. If we draw a land, we're making decent progress. Never mind. We do get a servo at least and make them discard, so there's that. And we can play a decoction module for whatever that's worth, which is not much. It's just an extra trigger to slow this game down. Okay, so they get in for 2. Follow-up play. Please don't have my deck but better. I would really be upset if you did. Concealed Courtyard. Perfect time for a tap land. Alright, well, we're going to get in for 1. We're going to play our tap land. We're going to play our Salvager. And in order to play on curve, we're going to sack this servo and basically make a Vigilant creature. And a 3/3. Yay? Yay. Alright. So next we could do Dawnfeather Eagle, perhaps. Or maybe work on getting Fenhauler down. Can we do Fenhauler? 4, 5, 6. Off of a land drop we can do Fenhauler. Without an upkeep stop for Hidden Stockpile. Can't attack or block or activate. I want my upkeep stop now, because I'm just going to get rid of that. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. We have the Mastodon if I draw a land off the top. Otherwise, I have just another Salvager. I'm fine with another Salvager. Ooh, maybe I just sack it to my second Salvager if I don't draw the land. Is that better? Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, let's not do that. It's blind draw, because I think any good draw works for us here. You can sack it to itself to trigger the Hidden Stockpile. So let's go with, I think, Big Fenhauler is the plan. Or we could do Mastodon, and that allows me to swing in as well. Huh. Huh. 4/5 or 5/5 that can't be blocked by artifacts. Let's go with a Fenhauler. Let's do that. And then sack Salvager to itself, because we can't remove enchantments, I'm pretty sure. This is just absolutely removed from existence, and it is purely just a Revolt trigger now. Which in fairness gives us an extra servo now as well to swing in with the Vigilance on the Dawnfeather. Not too bad. Get some energy we can't use. Imagine if we had Dynavolt Tower now. Oh my god, we could bolt an Alley Strangler once during this game. It's a shame we never managed to get the Dynavolt Tower going. It just seemed a little bit too lacking in synergy. Ah, come off it. Mythic Noxious Gearhulk comes in and kills my big boy. I see how it is. Alright. So, let's see. Play Mastodon, swing in for 1, sack the token that Gearhulk blocks to scry. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll do that. Hit you for 1. Almost down to your starting life total. Thanks, Noxious Gearhulk. Appreciate you. No blocks at all. They must have been very spooked out by the possibility of Death Touch, maybe. I don't think Glint Sleeve Artisan's what we want. We've got some pretty good cards already. I think what we're actually looking for is Metallic Mimic. Things like that, anyway. Wisp Weaver Angel might be quite good as well. So we can go Dawnfeather Eagle and then Wisp Weaver it. Please don't tell me you got more removal. Fatal Push is a token, so that I can't block the Gearhulk. Or the Strangler, actually, as well. It's a fine use of a Fatal Push. No! Why? Why? Oh my god. I guess we're dead. Alright. That do be how it is. Alright, well, we'll play the Dawn Feather Eagle. We'll get swinging. That is an absurd draw for them. I guess we're going 3 and 3. That sucks. I was really hoping to actually have a good game. It was not meant to be. Taking it all. No, might as well do a scry then. We're going to get a servo back either way. Foundry Screecher. I'm trading my Aeronaut off with the Dawn Feather Eagle. I think. Well, I'm assuming they're going with the Bastion with the Noxious Gearhulk, so let's put that to the bottom. Make us an energy. Noxious Gearhulk. Goes after the Bastion, which we will sack in response to stop them gaining life. Giving us a scry to stop us drawing lands. Yeah, big all attack here is what you want to be doing. So I think we're trading here. And then, I don't know if I can actually block. Let's see. They go to 5 if we block. And then I've got to have 4 creatures in play to block everything. Otherwise, I'm trying to trade off with Noxious Gearhulk. I think this is fine. I need a really good draw. 2, 3. If I sack this, I have 1 less creature. I think I just have to top deck. Defiant Salvager. Yeah. More lands. Oof. And would that be that? Is that all she wrote? So, I have to double block, and then I have to chomp. Going to 1, I have to answer this board with a single top deck. I have to answer this new board with a single top deck, which is not going to happen. Outclassed, wow. Yeah, draws a swamp, and that is just typical. That is a really, once again, disappointing way to lose. Our opponent played our deck, which was better. Yeah. 3-3. I mean, I'll take it, I guess, but I'm not happy with it. Really disappointed on that one. I thought this deck could do a little bit better, and it didn't. I don't know. I'm not quite good at this one. I feel like I'm much better at cube drafts where the power level is higher. I guess I can identify what a good card is over just typical draft where the power level's a lot lower. I'm just not quite getting this one, I guess. The last drafts I did as well didn't quite get them. Happily accept I'm just in general not good at drafting. And also, I like to just have fun with draft. I don't really care to be good at it. So like, I'm not looking at, like, you know, deck primers or anything like that. I just kind of want to draft it and have fun with it, which I've done. But, you know, always leaves you a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth where you don't go to the level you want to. So it's another 3 and 3 again. I might go for a 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm, you know. See if we can get that 4th win. That's all I really want. If I can get a 4th win, I can retire this entire series. Maybe they'll bring back Cube, and then I'll show you how you go 7 wins, because for some reason I can do that in a Cube. Can't do that in normal draft. And Kaladesh is just... it's a thing, alright. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to keep this series going. Usually drafts aren't as popular on my channel, so really do appreciate all the analytical help you guys can provide, because with that, I have a reason to continue. But yeah, I think we might try maybe one more draft, see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, thank you very much for watching, guys, for making it through the entire video as well, if you didn't skip ahead. If you did, hello. And yeah, I'll leave it off here. Have a good night, guys. Take care.